Happy Tuesday. I hope your week is off to a great start. Another episode of Build the Back to the Future DeLorean is coming at you right now. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. I'm so thankful that you're with me here today. So after a couple kind of frustrating episodes with that grill work and tubing, today's episode was pretty easy. A nice sort of chill build. So let's get into it and then we'll chat after. Issue 109. Before we get into this, remember last week we attached these junction boxes and we secured our tubing with the grills. So I believe in this episode we're going to be working up here, attaching some decorations to these junction boxes. And that starts with issue 109. So it looks pretty straightforward. And then in the next issue, we get a wheel. I thought we already had all the wheels, but I guess we have maybe one more to go. So here is the parts pack for issue, almost dropped it, issue 109. So let's open this up. So here are the parts that we have. So we have this part, which is metal. It's very heavy. And then we have some little brackets here. It doesn't identify them in the manual. It says it's part of the time field generator. Then we have this short little pipe and a longer pipe. They're calling these cables, but they're plastic, so I'm calling them pipes. And then we have a long wire and a short wire. And then we have some more of this little thin wire that we're going to be using to bundle some stuff together. Okay, so first it says it wants us to gently twist these wires to straighten them a little. So, okay. So we did that. So the first thing we're doing is taking the long cable and the long wire. And of course, we're basically going to be twisting these around each other. So we're going to be doing this for both the long and the short. So for the long wire, it wants us to, it wants us to secure this in 3 places. So basically, you just kind of want to, these are kind of going to line up. So let's see, we'll put the first one here. Now you're also going to use this same wire for the other side, or the other pipe, so make sure you leave enough. Alright, I'm only going to do that twice. And then I'm going to do the short one twice as well. I mean, you just kind of want them to keep together. Alright. So there we go. And we got those. So we're going to take the short one first. Pivot this back around. All right, so there are 4 holes here. There are sort of 2 small holes on the outside and then 2 larger holes on the inside. So you're going to take the wire end and put it in the outer hole, and this end in the hole, you're going to skip one and go in. I'll show you when that's done. And then this is going to attach right here with an AP screw. So let's get that attached first. All right, simple. Alright, so now we just grab my tweezers and nudge this over there. And then we'll take the wire. All right. Okay, and now this obviously we want in here. Perfect. And it does fit in there. You can glue it. I don't think it's necessary though. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. And it's going in there with an AP screw. And then of course this is going to go over here. And again, you could glue that if you want, but it's staying in there, so I'm just going to leave it. And this one I'm going to bring down here. All right, perfect. So we got those in. So now we're going to work on these pieces here. All right, so the first thing we're doing is we're just pushing this little black part on here like so. All right, so we got that one there, and then we're just going to rotate this, and then this other one is going on this side. And again, that's just a push to fit, and those are both locked in. You don't need to glue them. And then we have this bracket here. So there's a lineup lug and a screw hole, so that's going to go in this way. And that's going on with these screws. These are rather long screws, so make sure you got them all the way in. So that is there. This is going to sit right on top of here like so. And that's going in with some AP screws. And there's the other side, that is secure. And that is all there is for issue 109. Moving on to 110, we have a wheel and some windshield wipers. All right. Ah, this is our spare wheel. I was wondering if we were going to get one, and we are. So very cool. Okay. So let me just move this over here. And here's the parts pack for 110. All right, so let's take our wheel components. And again, the tires are printed the same, so it doesn't matter which side. So this is metal. So that is just going to push in like so. And then we have the other side, which is going to go on just like so. And then we're going to screw these in with our BP screws. And 3. So there's our wheel. All right. And now we want to take this little washer, which is very statically charged, and we're going to just pop that right in there. And then we're going to push this cover right over the top like so. So there is our wheel. So our parts pack shows we have the wheel components, and then we have the screwdrivers, or the windshield wipers, but then we also have these little rubber rings, which are not listed in my parts list. So, yeah, not sure what these are for or where they go. Yeah, interesting. So I guess we'll just set those aside. So let's bring this over. Let's take our tape off here really quick. And then remember we have our little belt here, and we are just going to slide this in just like so, and we can tighten this a little if we want. That's just going to go right in there. These are going to go, so these are symmetrical. So we're going to go one in there and one in there. Now we can close that up, retape that. Those are staying in there pretty good. They're just pressed to fit. I mean, they do feel a little loose, but I'm going to leave them for now. I'm not going to glue them. So that is it for issue 110. So we got the spare tire. Very cool. And then we got our windshield wipers. So on to issue 111. So we have this Reactor platform. So we will, let's see. So we get the Reactor platform and 3 Reactor components and a pipe. So all right, so it looks like we are just working with the Reactor platform today. So I'm going to move the car out of the way. So here's the parts pack for issue 111. So let's get that open. Okay, so we got our... So apparently this episode is all about extra parts. So in the last issue, remember we got these extra rubber rings that were not listed in the parts inventory. And then in this issue, it says that we should get a pack of GP screws with 4 screws in them. We got 2 packs of GP screws, so we have a total of 8 GP screws. So yeah, interesting. All right, so let me dig out these items here. All right, so this is the Reactor platform, and that is metal, by the way. And then we have the Reactor components. We have a silver component, a red component, and a silver component with wires and a pipe. So the first thing we are doing is taking the silver component, and it does have a locator, so it is going to go right here in this corner, and that is going to be attached with a GP screw. All right, perfect. So now it wants us, let's see, turn the piece. We got it, we got it. So we want to push this pipe piece onto this little peg here. Okay, so that is on. And of course we want it to go this way around. Swivel the pipe around and arrange as shown. Got it. So now we want to take this red piece, and it is going to go right here. Let me make sure. Yeah, so there is a screw hole that's close to the end, and then one that's further from the end. And then there's a smooth end here where well, they're both, but this is the shorter ribbed section. So this is going right here like so, kind of right over the top of that little pipe we just put in. And again, we're attaching that with some GP screws. And there is 2. So we got that done. And now we're taking this silver piece with wires, and it is going with the wire facing the red pipe that we just put in. So that's going to sit right here, just like so. And just like so. And there we have it. I like these easy issues. That's it for issue 109, or I'm sorry, 111. Before we move on to the next issue, off camera, I will replace this, let's see, it's this screw that should be an AP screw. So I will do that before we move on. Here we are with issue 112. So we continue adding components to the Reactor platform. So we get all of these fun little pieces here. Oh, yay, more wires. You know how I love the wires. Hopefully this is all pre-attached and we don't have to do any of this weird struggling. Okay. So this is what we were working on in the last issue. Here is, let me move that over. Here's the parts pack for 112. All right, so we got some AP and BP, which we've had before, but then we have this new type, SM screws. So this is, I believe, the first time we've gotten SM screws. So again, they are just calling these Reactor components. There's no official labels. So unfortunately, we do have one of those little wire wrangler things, for this guy. So multicolored wires, separator, and then, yeah, these are just Reactor components. So let me I'm going to line them up how they're shown in the instructions here, just so I can keep these all sort of straight. All right, there we go. So we have all of our parts. Yes. So again, yeah, we are going to take this piece. So it doesn't look too crazy. So we are going to just untwist this here in the middle. And they show it like in a certain order, but I really don't think it matters. I mean, this is going to be a challenge trying to get them to all sit in there, but... And again, I'm not really worried about what order these wires are in. I'm just getting them in each one in the little groove. So that looks pretty good to me. So we're going to put this little cover on, and hopefully we can get this on without disturbing everything. All right, so good enough. So let's bring back our platform, and we want the end with the pipe facing this way. Now here's where we're going to use our SM screws, and these are quite long. So I'm going to get one loaded up. Now be careful and do not over tighten, because you will crack this little plastic piece. There we go. Perfect. So we got that in. And if you do need to, which we may need to, because I'm not sure where this guy's going. All right, so this guy is going right in here. Yeah, we are going to need to loosen this a little bit. And that pushes on, no problem. And then this part is going to go on like so with AP screws. Tight. Tight. All right, now we want to take, so we did that. Now we want this little guy. So he has a lug, actually two. Move those wires out of the way. So that's going to go in just like that with an AP screw. All right, that's secure. Now we're going to take these little cylinders, and these are going to go one right there and one right there. And those are going to be held in with an AP screw. There's two. And now we're taking this piece, and that's going just here. There is like a keyhole pattern, so it can only sit in there one way. And that is going in with a BP screw. All right. That's secure. This piece, and it's going to press in right here. All right, so that is in there. Set that aside. Now we're taking this piece, and there is one side here with this little extra hole. So we are taking that, and we're taking this little hose, and we are putting that, and again, this is just a press to fit. So that's going in there like so. Then we're taking this piece, and it's going on top, and there are little lugs here. So that just fits over like so. And then we're going to bring this over, and we have two locators, and that's going to go down in there just like so. And that's another BP screw. Perfect. So that is it. And that is all we have for this issue. And that is it for this episode. So this was a great episode. Very simple, very straightforward. The only weird, kind of annoying thing was this whole wire thing. But even that, compared to some of the other stuff we've had to do with wires, super simple. All right, perfect. So let's move on to the Lego side. Here we are back on the Lego side. So in the previous issue, remember we completed this little support piece and then this grill work here. So in this episode, we are doing steps 387 to 400. So first thing we want to do is we want to attach our tubing. All right, first one is going here. And remember, we're going down, around, and we are going into this little notch there. And then this one is coming around this way. And we're going up and over and right over there. All right, perfect. All right, that is the end of step 400. So that's the end of this episode. So basically what we did was we finished the tubing and we put in this pipe. And then we also put in these pipes here. We added this piece. And then, of course, we built the plutonium case and the hoverboard. And conveniently, that's also the end of the bag 10 parts. So in the next episode, we'll be opening bag 11. All right, so let's bring back the part work and see where we're at there. So you can see that we did make, we have these two matching components. We have wiring on the side, so that's awesome. No spare wheel on this one. We did put a spare wheel in the hatch there. And then most of the work on this episode was on the Reactor platform, which obviously when we're done is going to go here in the back of the car. So that is it for this episode. See what I mean? Pretty chill episode. I loved the just super relaxing build on that Reactor platform. So good. So let's get into our summary. So for the scale model version, we completed 44 steps using 29 parts. For the Lego version, we completed 26 steps using 50 parts. And total to date, for the scale model, we have completed 1,228 steps and used 787 parts. For the Lego version, we have completed 699 steps and used 1,618 parts. Okay, so we are definitely coming down to the end of this build. We have only 4 more episodes left. So be sure to, stay tuned for those, and then we'll get this build finished and on to the next one. We've got some exciting stuff coming up. So remember to like, subscribe, definitely hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. And until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.